Dave's Dimension, your home for tech, toys, and talk.
Hey guys, welcome back again. Dave's Dimension, welcome back again for another video. Welcome back to the channel. That is your home for tech, toys, and talk. Well, we got a little bit of talk and a little bit of toys to talk about, guys. Now, this past week, Hasbro Pulse, the Ghostbusters Spengler Proton Pack, HASLAB, started shipping all over the United States. A lot of us had a lot of chaos with that. What do I mean by that? Well, we had multiple tracking numbers. A lot of them were canceled, leaving us with maybe one tracking per each Proton Pack we were getting. In some cases, you had one tracking for however many packs you ordered. Now, yours truly ordered one, just one. Now, I had two tracking numbers. First one said it was slated to be delivered January 14th by the end of day. Now, that's Saturday. I'm actually recording this on that day. Now, here's what happened. A couple days afterwards, it was canceled, replaced with a new tracking number. I get that can happen. Well, the tracking number was dated January 5th, and it only stated label created. Now, I can understand shipping, so I gave it several days. The 5th to the 14th, that's 9 days, guys. So 9 days with no movement. So I reached out to FedEx. FedEx verified that they have not received it. Only a label was created by the retailer, being Hasbro Pulse, but nothing has been scanned in. They have not received it. So they refer me over to Hasbro Pulse. I call Hasbro Pulse, and guess what, guys? I spoke with a gentleman named Rob, and he was being very nice, but could not give me any information. What do I mean? There's no realistic expectation. I have no idea. Could it be a week? Could it be 2 weeks? Could it be 2 months? No, nothing's being said as to what kind of time frame I can anticipate to receive it. Even more so, they told me that they do not ship their orders out in the order that they receive the orders. You would think, okay, if we have order number 1, okay, let's ship this out first. We have order number 2, we're going to ship that out. We're not going to ship out order number 3 until order 1 and 2 are shipped, right? That would make sense. At least to me, that would make sense. But guess what? I was told that's not how they do that. They have a bunch of order numbers, which can be in no sequential sequence of any kind. They can be in no kind of organization, but they will just grab orders and say, oh, we're going to grab order number 5326. We're going to ship that out now. Now, order number 12. Well, we'll ship that out We'll ship that out next. There's no rhyme or reason to it. There's no rhyme or reason to it. Now, am I being impatient? I'm sure a lot of people think, Dave, I think you're being a little unreasonable. But you know what? There's a couple things. One, I happen to know someone who ordered their HASLAB, their Spengler HASLAB. They made the order on the 7th of December. They now have it in hand. I ordered mine on November 23rd. Who knows if or when I'll get it. Now, the agent I was speaking to, he was being as courteous and trying to be as understanding as possible, and credit to him. But when it comes to the logistics of the company, if you're going to do kind of a crowdfunding thing, okay, obviously you would think that, okay, the first people, like the first 48 hours, those orders are getting a slime feature that can be applied onto the pack itself, okay? An accessory, if you will. Now, those people, you only got that if you were within the first 48 hours. Now, I would think that those orders would be the first ones to be shipped out. But as per Hasbro Pulse, that's not how they're doing it. They're doing it in their we have 1, 2, 3 pallets, and we're just going to grab random order numbers and we're going to ship those out now. So now this is my first time participating in any kind of a crowdfunding project or a HASLAB. And honestly, not for nothing, I was never someone that would think I would ever go in on a HASLAB, but this was Ghostbusters. It was a full 1-to-1 scale Proton Pack at a little bit less than half the cost of building a Proton Pack. As someone who's assembled and built his own Proton Pack, I can tell you they are not cheap. So when the opportunity came to get it for $400 plus tax, I jumped at it. I even sold one of my first Proton Packs. But I'll be honest, if this is how Hasbro Pulse does these HASLABs, and also being a content creator, being someone who has a YouTube channel, I had a whole schedule of videos planned out. I wanted to do an unbox. I wanted to do a separate video comparing it with my 1-to-1 scale Proton Pack. I wanted to do some mod videos of maybe not necessarily physical mods, but maybe some paint applications to it, some weathering. You know, I had several things planned in mind for content, and now that's out the window because, respectfully speaking, I don't know if or when I will even get this Proton Pack. I asked him about that. The agent kept telling me, "Oh, we promise you'll get it." I said, "How can you promise me this?" Because a HASLAB is a limited run of a product. They only make a run, at least as far as we know, they only make a run. They might have a few extras, like for defects or something that might be severely damaged. I don't know if Hasbro does that or not, and the agent really couldn't confirm. He says, "Well, I believe we have a reservoir of additional packs." That's what he said he believed. He doesn't know for sure. And at his level, why would he? Okay. Second, I asked, well, if you cannot tell me when I can expect it, then you can't really tell me that you know that I'm going to get the pack. Because he kept saying, "Oh, we promise you'll get a pack. We'll promise." How can you promise when you can't even give me a realistic expectation as to when it will ship? You know, I work in customer service myself, and I see this all the time. I see people trying to come up with answers. Now, me personally, I do what is called realistic expectation. You know, if someone says, "Hey, I want this item here the next day," we do such and such through such and such carrier. The realistic expectation is going to be 2 to 4 business days. On average, customers might receive it within 2 days, but it may be up to 4 days. That's a realistic expectation. I'm not going to sit here and say, "Yes, you're going to get it by 5 p.m. tomorrow." I can't. I don't know for sure. That's realistic expectations. The fact that there's a lack of answers and all he could do was offer up an email contact between he and I, that if I don't receive any updated information within a week, I'm going to email him back to let him know to see if there's any information more at that point in time. And obviously, I even asked, if I ask to speak with one of your leads or one of your supervisors, will they be able to give me any additional information? And of course, the answer was no, because they're going to have the same kind of information that agent has. Now, I'm not just taking that at his word. The company I work for, there's the same thing. If someone says, "Hey, I want to speak with the supervisor," I'm more than happy to do that for you, sir. Let me just gather your account information and I will get this right on over. And guess what? The supervisors, the leads, the people above that agent, they have the same information that agent has. They don't have any more information. It's not like they can knock down the door of the warehouse and say, "Hey, I want this shipped out right now." They can't. They don't have that. They're miles and miles, maybe even states away from that location. So I get that. That there's not much that they can do at this time. But this is poor logistics, Hasbro. This is a poor experience. And this puts me off from ever wanting to participate in another HASLAB ever. No matter what. I mean, I was on the fence about going on the Razor Crest. I missed that window, unfortunately. So I missed out on that. But when the Proton Pack came around, I was like, I have to make this happen. I have to make this happen. I sold my first ever Proton Pack, which was a mashup between Ghostbusters and Back to the Future. One of my most prized possessions. I sold that to fund the HASLAB. Okay? I sold my first pack, and I really do miss that pack. I hope to rebuild it someday. You know, start from scratch, maybe build a 1-to-1 scale. But, I mean, this leaves a bad feeling, man. When someone who ordered a week and a half after I did got theirs today, but mine still says label created. That's all it says, just label created. There's no scans from FedEx. And I will say that Hasbro's customer service was way better than FedEx. FedEx was kind of being a D-bag. So, but I mean, this just, it's So I mean, I'm my I even mentioned to the agent, I said, your company touts themselves as being fan first. Apparently, it's not fan first. It's whoever's order they grabs out of a bag. They'll grab an order number out of a hat and say, "Oh, this person's going to get theirs first." That's basically what they're doing. That's what they're saying. When they told me that they don't ship it in order. I mean, if you're running a business, you have 50 orders. You're most likely going to have those orders in sequence of ascending order when you receive those orders. I received this order today. I received the next order tomorrow. I received the next order day after that. So I'm going to ship those out in that order. Maybe if I was a Hasbro Premium member, maybe if I was a Pulse Premium member, maybe I would have gotten it sooner. But why should I pay an extra $100 or whatever it is a year? I don't know what the cost is. I'm just rolling numbers off the top of my head. But I'm supposed to pay for an extra membership so I can be guaranteed to receive my order? But even he did not say that whether you're premium or not, there would be any preference. So even if I was premium, there's no guarantee I would receive it in that earlier order. So yeah, it just seems very haphazard. 9 days without any kind of an update, and that's a no fault of FedEx. As the FedEx agent said, that they've not received any scans for it. They have not received the product. So this is all on Hasbro. Fans first? I don't think so. It's fans, whoever gets picked out of a hat. I've had the same kind of experience before where I've purchased various items from Hasbro, and maybe something had a bad payment application or something was defective. I would email them and they would say, "Oh, we'll send you something of equal value, and we don't know what it is." They'll grab whatever they have in the warehouse, and that's going to be shipped out to you. You can't get an exact replacement. Now, because this is a limited run, there's a very realistic expectation that I may not even get the Proton Pack now. I said, well, in the event that nothing happens, that the order is never fulfilled, what happens then? What, do you just offer a refund? He says, well, yes, we can do that. I don't want that. I wanted the HASLAB. I wanted the Proton because it was a 1-to-1 scale pack, modeled after Afterlife, which I think is an amazing movie. I mean, I'm a Ghostbuster fan. I was planning on wearing this to events and cons. One, it's a much lighter pack, so it's going to be easier on your back, easier to move around. From the pictures and videos I've seen, everything from Adam Savage to the Dublin Ghostbusters to everyone, the pack looks amazing. There's already people in the Ghostbusters community completely field stripping down the pack to make it look Ghostbusters 1 style, 1984 style, or to replace some parts with real transistors or real clipper valves. They're putting real pieces on there, and that's fantastic. Now, I was just hoping to maybe do some slight cosmetic differences, maybe some additional weathering in certain spots that I think should be on, namely the back of the pack. I was hoping to do black. It's kind of an off grayish kind of color, but that's neither here nor there. And guess what? That content's out the window. I had about at least 4 or 5 different videos planned to film off of this HASLAB, and now that's not going to happen. As a collector, I really am bummed. I want to use choice words, but I'm not going to do that on this video, guys. It's very frustrating. I mean, what kind of a business, even during the holidays, if I order you have to order something by X day to expect it on this day, right? That's just common sense right there. Amazon does that. So many other companies do that. I mean, I've ordered stuff through like Gundam Palace and, for model kits. I mean, I've ordered different stuff and you get the order. If I order this day, then I should be expecting it at this time frame. And to know that, well, when it comes to Hasbro, they'll get you when they get you. That's what I'm getting out of this. And it feels, it's not fan first. This is really making me really regret having to, even buying anything Hasbro right now, or buying from Hasbro Pulse, I should say. It's nothing necessarily against the quality of their products. I mean, let's be honest, over the past couple of years, some of the products have been less than quality. But it's a real downer. I'm trying not to be one of those people who's impatient, but I was hoping on making content with this. I was hoping on, having this for cons. I mean, this is a pack that's light enough for even my wife to wear at a few events. But it's really annoying. Because I was hoping to get this in hand, maybe do some light cosmetics, so it would be ready for this summer. Because here in Buffalo, we got Niagara Falls, New York. There's in Niagara Falls, Canada. There's Niagara Falls Comic Con. There's Fan Expo in August in Toronto. Here in the city of Buffalo, there you have Nickel City Comic Con is back. It's back this year. I can't wait for it. But I'm gonna have to rock my regular Proton pack. I'm gonna have to make a few repairs on that before I can do that. But it's in New York City, Ghostbuster Day in June. I was hoping that, hey, I could have a lighter pack. This is going to be easier on my back. I'm going to be able to move around a little bit better, a little bit easier. Now, who knows? I mean, could it ship out next week? Sure. Could it ship out next month? Sure. Could it ship out never? That can happen, guys. I don't want this to be a rant video, but I have to. I have to air this out to someone. And you guys are always there for me. You're always top of my head. But man, this really, that one, they can't give me any kind of concept of expectations that their warehouse just ships out whatever numbers they come across. There's no organization whatsoever. No organization whatsoever. That just rubs me the wrong way. This is eye-opening. This is waking me up to Hasbro right now. There's several people in the community who are in the toy collecting community who, they've done videos like this. And now I completely understand without any hesitation why they would make a video like this. Because, I mean, this is fair warning, guys. Buyer beware, definitely when it comes to Hasbro. Definitely buyer beware with Hasbro. And honestly, over the past couple of years, Hasbro has not been doing that well with the HASLABs. I mean, we've had a couple failed HASLABs for Star Wars. We've had a failed Marvel HASLAB. Ghostbusters was not a failed HASLAB. It's just their fulfillment, their logistics of delivering the product is the failure. But that still can be classified as a fiasco, as a failure nonetheless. I know that people through Zavi were getting the international orders. Fantastic Ghostbuster franchise, Ghostbusters Dublin, amazing team. They were the first to get their HASLAB through Zavi. But now the other half of those Zavi orders are being pushed off until sometime in spring, most likely. Now, see, when I read that, I was fearing that would happen to me. And it looks like it has, guys. It looks like it has. So, I don't know what's going to happen. I want you guys to stay tuned to Dave's Dimension for further updates. And I will let you know if or when it happens. So, until next time, guys, keep on busting. And I'm always going to catch you on the flip side.